Heavyweight stock. Earlier today, Bajaj Auto launched the much-awaited Dominar in the 400cc segment. And you know what? The pricing has been really aggressive. Rajiv Bajaj, Managing Director of Bajaj Auto, joins us now to talk about that. Rajiv, hi, good evening. Finally, this baby has been delivered and quite aggressive in terms of pricing. 1.36 lakhs, not bad. Are you confident of doing 15,000 units, something that you spoke about in the press conference? Because you know, there's a big cash crunch at the moment.
Yes, it has certainly taken its time coming. It's no secret that launch was originally to be a few months ago, but we wanted to get it absolutely spot on because it's a very high-stakes segment. Consumers expect nothing but the best, and there's a very tall leader there in the marketplace. So we took a few months perfecting our act. I wouldn't say the price is aggressive. I think the market has been calibrated by bigger motorcycles from global manufacturers that are.
Sir,
okay.
750cc motorcycle cost 5 lakhs of rupees. Go on.
No, Rajiv, go ahead. We lost your link in between.
Okay, I was saying that, in my view, the price is actually logical because, why should a 750cc motorcycle, for example, cost 6 lakhs of rupees when a 800cc car costs 2 lakhs of rupees? I could never figure that out. Fortunately for me, my engineers figured it out, and they've put together a wonderful motorcycle. In terms of volumes, this segment is close to 850,000 motorcycles a year already. And I would hazard that since it continues to grow despite all the pressures in the environment, this is a segment that's soon going to be 1 million motorcycles a year. And it's pretty much a one-horse race right now, as we all know. So I think if we have the product right, we can reasonably expect 20% of the market, and that would be 200,000 motorcycles a year, 16,000 a month. Of course, we will export also. So I think between domestic and export markets, 200,000 is good.
Okay. Rajiv, so have you got a call from your brother, Siddharth, about the first looks of the bike?
I would imagine he is speechless right now, but more seriously, I'm very proud of the fact that Bajaj and Royal Enfield together control or represent 60% of the share in the sports segment. I think that's something that every Indian should be proud of. It's not something you see in the car industry, for example, that 2 Indian companies control 60% of the premium end of the market. And we are, of course, global company. We're going to take this bike global as soon as we can. Siddharth is trying to do the rest. So all over the world, people will have 2 choices now in the middleweight category. Yeah. You can either ride a Bullet, or if you want to go faster than a Bullet, you can get a Dominar.
Okay. Okay. Let's wait for Siddharth's response as well. But, you get a sense that this will expand the market, Rajiv, where both Royal Enfield will do well and your company, your bike will also do well. We are in that kind of a market?
I 100% believe so. I mean, it's not for me to say, but I don't think this is going to have any adverse impact on Enfield volumes. And I'll tell you very logically why. See, Enfield stands for one kind of a motorcycle. You might call it outdated, you may say classic, you might say slow, you might say heavy, whatever you want to call it, The Dominar in every sense is the opposite. It's modern, it's high-tech, it's fast, it's nimble, it's sharp. So what I'm trying to say is that, in every segment, you always get consumers, or the largest number of consumers at the 2 extremes of the segment. I think Royal Enfield has a bunch of guys at one end of the segment who want all those attributes that Royal Enfield so beautifully delivers. I think there's a lot of people that can afford to pay 1.5 lakhs of rupees, but don't want, in my words, a sumo wrestler. They're looking for a heavyweight boxer, and that is what Dominar is. So I think all those people who had the money but were not inspired by Royal Enfield are now suddenly going to move up having bought a Pulsar repeatedly or some other bike in that segment over and over again, they're going to move up. This segment is definitely going to grow.
Okay, Anuj is very excited to buy the bike, to lay his hands on it, but unfortunately his family, his wife has banned him from touching motorbikes. So what would your advice be for Anuj, because he's really dying to ride a bike?
Oh, I would say to him, if he wants one, he should book one right away while it's still available. And if his wife doesn't like it, please buy it and get rid of your wife at the same time. Two birds with one stone.
Okay, Anuj,
Not something I'm willing to discuss on national
we'll
TV.
discuss something.
Yes.
We'll discuss that offline. That's quite candid, Rajiv. But what about? Okay, I need to get over that for a second here. But what about the market growth in the second half of the year? Because you've done very well in the first half. It's almost a 20% growth in the domestic motorcycle segment, and now you're sitting at almost 11.5 lakhs in the first half of the year. With the Dominar coming on board, and suppose you even do about 10,000 units per month, what are we looking at overall in domestic volume growth in the second half?
Sonia, very hard to say, as you know, given the current situation. We have to live month on month. Having said that, I think in November, after a good first half, as you mentioned, we were down about 13% or so. I would like to think that we can be almost square in December. So, December 16 should be on par or almost on par with December last year. Why? And I'm speaking for Bajaj, not for the industry, because we already have the new V12 in the market, we have the 2017 Pulsars in the market, and now we have Dominar going to the market. Jan to March, I would like to believe that we can clock some growth, but it would be a very brave man who would hazard a guess at this point of time. The reason I cannot say so with complete confidence is because with the Dominar we have a new platform of engine and vehicle. It will take us time to build up volume. Something like 10,000 a month is not something we can hit within March. I don't think so. So it will take us time to do that. But I'm still somewhat confident that with the new Platina, new V and new Pulsars there, I think we should be better off than the industry. This is what I would like to believe.
Okay. Last time, Rajiv, you told us that you don't have a good picture for exports. You had a better picture, but not a good picture. Has that changed? Can you sense some bit of improvement?
Well, I can say this. One, the picture, though not great, is quite stable now, between 90 and 100,000 motorcycles a month and about 15,000 plus minus three-wheelers every month. So that is one. As has been the case for the last 18 months or so, month to month, something goes up, something goes down. As Ravi told you last week, Nigeria was nicely up in the month of November, but then Sri Lanka took a beating on duties and Egypt on the pound going haywire completely. So the situation still dramatically volatile. Going forward, I think I can say this, basis our conference. We had all our international distributors here on the 29th of November. We had a 3-day conference. And my understanding from that is that in a way the worst, everybody hopes, is behind us. Everybody is looking forward to growth, partly driven by all these new models that we are introducing. And there is also a positive sense in terms of the product mix. It's no secret that the rupee is also getting weaker. If you look at it versus last year, maybe by 3%, 4%. And I think in the next financial year, I would assume that even if Bajaj volumes in exports don't change dramatically, I expect to see a much greater component of Vs, Pulsars, Avengers, KTMs, and of course Dominars. So qualitatively, it should be very good for us.
All right, Rajiv. Thanks a lot for your time today. All the best.